Hello everyone, welcome to the channel iHeart Aries. My name is Chelsea and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. And today we're going to take a look here at the energy of what do you need to know. So as I was sitting here in meditation, I pulled the overall energy first and asked Spirit, what is it that you want to talk about to the Aries collective? I use the Ethereal Visions Tarot, the Luna edition. I see in the comments people are always asking what deck this is. That's what it is. This one right here. So let's get into it. Holy Spirit, spirits and angels, please allow me to deliver a message here for the Aries collective. So the overall energy that I pulled for this reading, Spirit, what does Spirit want you to know? I got the Ten of Cups first. The Ten of Cups here is a dream come true. Whether this be a dream job, a dream relationship, your dream life, what emotionally fulfills you? What is it? What do you see your life? How do you see your life at the happiest point that you could be at? Spiritual alignment. Most times you see the Ten of Cups, you see a rainbow, and if you can see here, there's like this holographic, and you can see there's a rainbow there. That represents spiritual alignment. Some of you, it is quite literally love. Being in the relationship with somebody who sees you for who you are, where you feel like you can build and grow together, somebody who completes you, even though you're whole on your own. This is what your happily ever after may be. Okay, some of you, it is a dream job. Maybe it's a dream situation for yourself, your life, something that you want to accomplish that you feel is your sole purpose, something here that completes you. Okay. Then we have the World card. The World card is in reverse. All right. The World card upright talks about completion, a closure of a chapter, a cycle, a job well done, something that has been a success, really. A chapter closed, right? It's the end. It's the last card in the tarot. It's the last card of the major arcana, excuse me. It's the last card of the major arcana. And in the major arcana, it tells the story of the fool's journey. So now that it is complete. But the World card coming in reverse, this feels like something that has not been completed. This feels like something that you may feel, not that you actually did, but you may feel that you have either failed at, or you may be undeserving, or you can't quite see your success. You can't quite see how you can get from point A to point B, okay? You can't see how you can manifest your dream life, okay? So the World card is in reverse. It's dissatisfaction with whatever it is that you're desiring to happen and unfulfillment, okay? Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles talks about doing your due diligence. This is a workman who is perfecting his craft. He is doing everything that he can to perfect this pentacle. So he's paying attention to the details to build his status up, maybe to build his portfolio up, to excel at his craft. What is it that I need to do to make this perfect? And in some cases, this can be referring to yourself. Okay, what do I need to heal? What do I need to work on? What do I need to better? What do I need to cut away? What do I need to refine to make me a better individual so I can feel fulfilled or worthy of whatever it is that I desire? Now, we're all born worthy, but we come into this life feeling and being told that we have to work on things, which is absolutely fine, right? Because we do come here with a mission. We do come here in trying to remember who we are and our power. Right. And so the Eight of Pentacles is asking you to pay attention to the details of whatever this may be. For you, it may be a craft. For you, it may be a job. Maybe it's entrepreneurship. Maybe it may be healing or therapy here with the Eight of Pentacles, soul work or shadow work. Okay. And then the last card we have is the Lovers. And so the Lovers talks about spiritual alignment. It could be two entities, whether it's two people, whether it's two ideas, whether it's two situations that are forging together to make one. That is the Lovers, okay? It has two people on it and a love and sometimes an Archangel Raphael to unify spiritual unity, spiritual love, spiritual relationships, soulmate connections, okay? And you can have that soulmate connection with a lot of different things, and including your purpose. So whatever this is for you, some of you, it is quite literally love. It is quite literally the dream life, the dream relationship that you desire to have. But for some reason, You feel like you are unable to secure it, have it, or manifest it at this time because of whatever is holding you back. The World card in reverse says something is holding you back in a cycle, right? And you're not allowing yourself to receive the life or the dream relationship that you desire. And I feel that somebody here is giving yourself more tasks than you actually need to accomplish this thing, because the lovers card just says alignment. It just says alignment to the things that I desire, or alignment to the thing that makes, the one thing that I desire. In this case, it could be a relationship or an idea. Okay. All right. 1 second. All right. So before we move forward to the Celtic cross, I want to clarify each one of these cards, and I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about this overall energy for Aries? What else can you tell us about this overall energy for Aries? Tell us about the Ten of Cups. Tell us about this Ten of Cups. Ooh, too many cards. All right, there's one. The Four of Wands. Definitely, this is literally like someone's happily ever after. The Four of Wands can speak to a happy relationship that leads to marriage. See, the Ten of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be marriage. It is just your happily ever after. In any case, the Four of Wands can be marriage, halfway to marriage. It could be a proposal. It could be a stable relationship connection, something that makes you quite happy. The Four of Wands speaks to celebrations, positivity, and a job well done, and success. All right, and there's the World card at the bottom of the deck, upright. I'm seeing the Emperor and the Eight of Swords. Someone feeling powerless. Tell us about the World card in reverse. Tell us about the World card in reverse. The World card in reverse is the Empress, and the Two of Swords came out. So this is what I was saying here. Someone is unable to it could be see your worth, but it's unable to see how far you've come. So anytime you see the World card in reverse, this is a moment to stop and tell yourself, job well done. I've come a long way thus far. Even if I'm not where I want to be, I've still come so far. And somebody has the inability to see that. And literally with the Empress, it could also be about your self-worth. It could also be about you being in the receptive mode, because the Empress attracts. She does not chase. She is abundant all on her own. She is the creative force. Okay, she is in her feminine energy. She heals, she nurtures, and she's intuitive. But the Two of Swords literally says intuition is blocked. Somebody is unable to make a decision because they're blocking themselves off from their intuition, blocking themselves off from their abundance. And I'm even hearing blocking yourself off from your birthright, what it is that you deserve. Okay, someone is literally blocking themselves off from what they want. And let me say this, what you can have. You absolutely can have what you desire, the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, but you're blocking yourself off from it. With the World in reverse and the Two of Swords. Tell us about the Eight of Pentacles. And notice I didn't say something is blocking you, right? I said you are blocking yourself off. The Eight of Pentacles is the Five of Wands. This speaks to competition, challenges, drama, inner conflict. And it could even be anger. Around the Eight of Pentacles, this is trying to pay attention to the details, but feeling extremely challenged, like something is very difficult. You even could be feeling conflicted about what you're doing, if you're doing the right thing, if you're working in the right direction. Five of Wands energy. Tell me about the Lovers. You could feel like this is the hardest thing that you've ever had to do. Like you could do it, you could do anything and be good at anything, but healing yourself or trying to figure out how to get to the next level is completely difficult for you. It's completely challenging. Tell me about the Lovers here. So the Lovers, we have the Fool card. This is the beginning of the major arcanas. The Fool talks about taking a leap of faith, a new journey, a new cycle. An opportunity here that approaches for you. We have the Lovers, Gemini energy, full Aries energy, and the that was the Emperor, and the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. King of Wands is a go-getter, entrepreneur. He's very passionate about what he desires. If it's in a romantic sense, very attractive. Okay. He is the person who initiates, very passionate, very exciting. I'm seeing the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this could be love, marriage, happy moments, and a job well done. All right. I just had the urge to look at the clock, and it is 2:22. So that is a message right there. 222 can definitely speak to a spiritual union. Okay. A spiritual union and being connected to your spirit guides, source energy. 222 represents love, perfect love, divine love. I have 222 tatted right there. So perfect love and divine love. Okay. So that's a message for someone. Let's take a look here. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. What is the message here for Aries? All right, I'm going to stop right there. So let's take a look here. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. All right. So you have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. This is the card that I saw earlier. I think it was coming out with the World card. Feeling powerless when you're not. Feeling unable to move forward because you're stuck. Feeling like you don't have what it takes to get yourself out of a bad situation or to get yourself where you want to be. The Swords represents these communication or lies that you have allowed yourself to believe, and they are keeping you stuck in a place that you don't want to be. This is why we call this self-sabotaging. The Eight of Swords. She can easily take this blindfold off, right? Blindfold fear. She could easily take this blindfold off and realize that she's not in danger, that she's safe, because you always are. Even when you feel like you're not, you really are. All right, and then you can get to where you want to go. But the Eight of Swords is crippling you. This fear of success, fear of moving forward, fear of change, fear of trying new things, fear of failure. What is the challenge here? The Page of Cups. Listening to your own intuition, the intuitive nudges that you get, the messages, the feeling that is telling you to try this, to do this, to go there. Maybe it's even to communicate with people emotionally. That could be something that is very difficult for you, opening up emotionally. Okay. It could be that you've dealt with somebody who was emotionally immature as well in the past. I'm seeing the King of Wands here, King of Pentacles. What does Aries have to focus on? The King of Swords, discernment, detaching from those feelings of fear and powerlessness, detaching from those thoughts that you are incapable of receiving what you desire, detaching from those thoughts that you think it won't happen for you. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. It's not going to happen for me. It's not in the stars for me. It's just not going to happen. You have to detach from those voices, those thoughts, those lies that tell you that you can't have what you want, and see the truth of the situation. And the truth is that you absolutely can, and you are worthy. I'm seeing the Magician, Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you are able to absolutely manifest your desires, whatever it is that you want. So in the past here, there was a lot of feeling like things were blocked from you. A lot of feeling like there was blockages and the inability to create, the inability to have, do, and be what you desired. A lot of confusion, a lot of choices or options that you really didn't choose. You really didn't make a decision. You just stayed stuck. You stayed in a stalemate. There could have been an influence that created this stuckness or this confusion or created these blockages. But I'm seeing here with the Two of Swords, this was asking you to use your intuition. And it feels like the more and more you had to do that, the more scarier that got. Tell me about what's crowning Aries. What's coming in here? The Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups feels spiritual in nature. It feels like there could be someone here, a love, lover, past life soulmate. But what I was feeling more so is that someone here is helping you on the other side, spiritually connected. Now, definitely can be someone that you are going to have a union with. Six of Cups could be reciprocated emotions and feelings. What's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia, feeling of familiarity with somebody here. Even feeling something around you that feels like, someone is here. Someone is here that I know. It could be somebody on the other side, but it's help. It is help. What is coming towards Aries? I'm seeing the Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands came out. Beautiful. So the Twin of Wands is asking you to let go of all the burdens and the baggage that you've been carrying with you. It's getting too heavy, right? Every time I see this card, I always think of Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. You're going to hurt yourself trying to carry all them bags, all that weight everywhere you're going. You have to drop it. And now the Queen of Wands is extremely confident. She's very confident in her ability to manifest, to create, do, be, and have anything that she desires. And she uses her own signature, her own energy, her own scent, her own imprint. She does it. She finds a way to do it. She doesn't fail. She's very likable. She's very confident. She's very charismatic. She is very charming. She is beautiful. She's supposed to be one of the sexiest queens in the deck. So this is somebody who is kind of remembering their power, and they're letting go of what has weighed you down in the past. Letting go completely and moving forward. And now we see here, we have the King of Wands up here and the Queen of Wands. So this is a divine union, a divine match, a pair. Two people who are in the same frequency. Let's see your energy, Aries. Two of Wands. It's split. I need to make a decision. I need to take action. I don't know if I'm going to do it, how to do it, what to do, because I knew that Five of Wands conflicted. I could feel that, but I know I need to. I know I need to move away from the old, whether it's a thought process, whether it's a place or a certain people or a person. I have to take action and move forward. You feel this, but it feels like you're not. Eight of Swords. You're not doing what you need to do in order to get what you desire, manifest what you desire. What is in your environment? The Chariot. So the Chariot here is connected to the Eight of Swords. The Chariot says that you get through any difficult situation that is presented to you. And you do move forward, and you do find success, and you do get to the destination that you have picked out for yourself, or you feel like is calling to you. You do bulldoze through this Eight of Swords energy. The Chariot energy is Cancerian energy, so it could be connected to a Cancer. We also have Libra, Taurus energy. We also have Aries energy, and the fixed signs, and Gemini. What is in the distant future for Aries? Look at that. Look at that. The Ace of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Tower at the bottom of the deck. And, oh, look at this. The Two of Cups. And there's the Eight of Cups, which was the Eight of Pentacles, which was the overall energy. Working on yourself, working on the situation, paying attention to the details. And let me just tell you this. The Eight of Pentacles doesn't mean that I got to work on myself, and this is just going to take years and years and years and extensive therapy and, all of this stuff in Reiki healing. Sometimes working on yourself is just merely realizing that you have everything that you already need. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to, I don't want to say kill yourself, but you don't have to diminish everything that you've worked for and done and then rebuild all over again. Sometimes that Eight of Pentacles is just that inner work, that shadow work. Knowing that everything inside of you is as necessary as you already have what you need, right? Because even in the shadow, we need our shadow selves, right? Shadow is not bad. We integrate that. We transmute that energy with the light, and we use that to push ourselves forward and to grow. The Three of Pentacles speaks of laying a foundation and building upon it with someone. It could be growth, expansion, meeting someone and building a relationship. It could be finances expanding, but it's happening here because the divine is giving you an opportunity to experience a new love, a new feeling, and a new emotion for you. Okay, this is handpicked, tailored for yourself, but it's all about having the confidence to let go of what is no longer serving you, or the idea that something is failing or not working for you, and the confidence to move forward and to receive what is being given to you. You can't receive and still be afraid to move or purge or let go of ideas that have not been serving you. So I'm seeing the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Cups here in the outcome. So the Nine of Wands talks about strong boundaries. All right. Knowing that there's a situation that it's time for it to end. The Nine of Wands is like, I've persevered. I've got wounded. I've gotten hurt. I've been through so much stuff, but I'm still standing. I think the most powerful thing that you can realize in some situations is that I don't need to hurt myself in order to feel love. I don't need to allow myself to continue to be hurt, or I don't need to prove anything, right, in order to feel what I feel like is love, right? The Nine of Wands has been wounded. So let's say if this is a relationship, like you've gone through toxic situation over and over again, and you call that love because you didn't give up on said person, or they didn't give up on you, or this and that. And this is love. We've gotten through the cheating, we've gotten through the lies, we've gotten through the abuse, and this is love because we're still standing. Not all the time. I'm not going to say it's never, but I'm going to say usually not all the time. Okay? Usually not all the time. We've been tricked into thinking that staying around for abuse is love, and that's not the case. That's not the case. I saw something today, and especially women, I'm going to say this, and men too. I see it in men too. I've done some readings where there are some faithful men. Who are continuing to put themselves in situations of being abused by women. I've done quite a few readings for men, so I'm not going to say it's just women. But I did see a particular situation in one of those groups today. It was like, are we dating the same man group? That's like, I don't want to say it's my source of entertainment, but I'm not dating, so I went on a date, not dating. But let me tell you something real quick. And the girl was saying that she has just decided to be exclusive with someone. And now, I guess exclusive, I don't know, in the dating world, if that does not mean that that's your boyfriend. I don't know. Does that not mean that you are committed? Somebody help me out, because she said they decided to be exclusive, but they're not in a relationship. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, the gist is that she feels in the pit of her stomach that he's talking to someone else, right? He's doing something that he said he was not going to do. He's doing something he said he's not going to do. And there's starting to be a whole bunch of inconsistencies. And she pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, she doesn't feel safe in the relationship. She feels anxious. She feels nervous. She doesn't know what's going on. And she wants to know, what should she do? Well, I'll tell you this. I've done 100,000 readings like this. And you could probably look at me right now at the screen and say, well, she should leave him. But you might be the same person who I did a reading for and couldn't see that in your own situation. And I say this because when we're in our own situations, it is very difficult for us to see what we need to see when our boundaries are not in place. And that's the Nine of Wands. If your boundaries are so firmly planted and are deeply rooted, that is even if your feelings are attached to someone, that is a very clear answer. Okay. And you should walk away. We have been so conditioned. And I feel like, and I said this for women because I see this a lot in women, is that if it's not them, then there'll be nobody else. And I feel like it's that very conditioning that creates a blockage. That right there creates a blockage in women, is that if it's not them, then who? If it's not them, then who would it be? So you're going to tell yourself that that's just all in my head. Maybe I should give them a chance. And, maybe, just ignore this situation. This person, you just have said that this person is not making you feel safe. What more do you need? Right? And I feel like so much love and relationships are delayed because of that. Because I see other women whose boundaries are very firmly rooted and very firmly planted, and they go through men like Skittles. And they have options of men because it's like they don't waste time with the wrong ones. they're not afraid that if it's not them, then it won't be anybody else. They'll just keep going. And usually that attracts more people. I say this to say, you don't have to go through this. You don't have to be this in order to find the one, right? This is actually the long way. This is the long route. Having to persevere through the wrong relationship in order to feel like you have this. Even if you see here in the Lovers, the Fool card is free. She is free. She is just hopeful, optimistic, ready for a new day, ready to take on a new journey. And then there's love right there. There's passion, there's love. It just appears, right? But when we hold on to situations that are unhealthy, it usually creates insecurities inside of us. And then you have this, where you really can't even discern or use your own intuition. And then you're feeling unworthy of the love and the abundance that you are worthy of.